Yes. Shall I take it once again, or you have understood that portion? Lenz's law. The significance of negative sign in Faraday's law. Have you understood that portion, or I am supposed to take it again? Okay, you want me to take it again? Okay, so see here, what actually this Lenz law is, that yesterday I told you that whatever EMF is generated, okay, whatever EMF is generated, that EMF will be opposing its own cause. That EMF would be opposing its own cause. Opposing its own cause means whatever reason, due to whatever reason that EMF will be produced, okay, so that EMF is now going to oppose that thing. Now, see here, yesterday I took an example, okay, where we had magnets. So let me take this as North Pole and this as South Pole. Now here I'm having a coil. Here I'm having a coil, okay. Now for this coil over here, if I bring this coil closer to the magnet, if I bring this coil closer to the magnet, so what happens? As I bring this coil closer to the magnet, what will happen? See here, as we bring coil close to magnet, okay, what is going to happen? You tell me. Step by step, you try to recall what I had told you and try to tell me. Okay, step by step. First thing, what will happen? As I bring it closer to the magnet, the first thing what you can understand that will be happening here. Yes, what's the first thing which will happen? Deflection. How deflection will occur? From where deflection is coming? Magnetic flux lines increases. Good, good. Flux increases. What I can say? Flux increases. Flux increases. Okay. Flux increases with respect to time. Why? Because you are bringing it closer. So time is not at constant. Na? Time is not stopped at that position. Time is continuing to change. Okay. Somewhere around T1 to T2, the time will continuously change. Okay. So the magnetic field lines, when I bring this coil from position 1 and when I bring it closer to the magnet, what happens? The magnetic field lines will increase through the coil. So flux increases with respect to time. This is what I can say here. Now, when flux increases with respect to time, okay, what will happen? EMF will be generated. Can I say EMF is generated? Yes, EMF is generated. Okay, EMF is generated then. Fine. Now, why is this EMF getting generated? Because I know using Lenz now, after this Lenz law. Okay, after this Lenz law comes. So what is this Lenz law states? What is Lenz law? Lenz law states that EMF induced, okay, EMF induced opposes its own cause. Opposes its own cause. Fine. EMF induced will oppose its own cause. Now, EMF is generated when I am bringing this coil closer to the magnet, the EMF is getting induced. See here, EMF is getting generated. Now, why is this EMF getting generated in the first place? Why is this EMF getting generated in the first place? Because there is a change in the flux. There is a change in flux with respect respect to time. Due to that, what is happening? The this EMF is getting generated. Now, why flux is getting increased? Now come to this first point. Now come to the first point. Okay, we have seen the second point, that why is this EMF getting generated? Due to the change in flux, or due to the change in flux with respect to time. Now, why is this flux changing with respect to time? What have you done? What different thing you have done such that it causes the change in flux? Yes, what you are doing? You are increasing, you are decreasing the distance. You are decreasing the distance between the coil and the magnet. That means either you are bringing magnet close to the coil, or you are bringing coil to the this coil closer to the magnet. Any one thing you are doing. Any one thing you are doing. So in this case, I am bringing this coil closer to the magnet. So the root cause, okay, the root cause of EMF getting generated is what? This. You are bringing coil close to the magnet. You are bringing coil close to the magnet. So this is the root cause. So if that is the cause, if this is the cause that you are bringing the magnet, coil and magnet closer to each other, so now EMF is opposing that. Okay, EMF is opposing. Now suppose you have to oppose that thing. Okay, you have to oppose that the coil and the magnet should not be coming closer. So what you will do? How you will oppose? The effect of your opposition will be what? How will you see your opposition? Yes, there will be a repulsion. There will be an increase in the distance between the coil and the magnet. Correct? Yes or no? If EMF is opposing, okay, its own cause. So what is the cause? The cause is they are coming closer. So if I'm opposing, that means what? The distance must now increase. They should repel each other. They should repel each other. Now, when this coil will repel from the magnet, the point is, if it has to repel, in what circumstances it will repel? Yes, in what circumstances it is going to repel? Can you tell me? Under what circumstances this coil is going to repel? Yes, can anyone tell me? Under what circumstances this coil is going to repel the magnet? Clockwise what? South pole. Go step by step. South pole, if I generate a south pole here, what will happen? It will be now repelling. Okay, this will now repelled. If there is a south pole induced, what is the direction of the current? If there is a south pole induced, what is the direction of current? If there is a south pole induced, what is the direction of current? Yes, clockwise. Clockwise direction, the current will be moving. The current would move in a clockwise direction. Is it fine? Is this correct now? Everybody has understood what is Lenz's law? Yes. Okay. One more example I'm going to take. I'll take. Okay. Now suppose little bit different from a magnet and a, okay, from a magnet, a little bit different I'm taking. Suppose I'm having a uniform magnetic field. Suppose I'm having a uniform magnetic field like this. Okay. This is the uniform magnetic field. And within this uniform magnetic field only, I am having a coil like this. I have a coil like this, suppose. Is it okay? I am having a coil like this. Now, when I bring this coil from this position, okay, or what I'm doing, I'm not changing this coil. The coil is at rest. This is the magnetic field B. Okay. What I'm doing, magnetic field value increases with the time. Suppose let magnetic field value increase with the time. So if it is increasing with respect to time, if magnetic field value increases with respect to time, will initial flux and final flux be same? Will it be different? Yes. My question to you is, if magnetic field line, or is this magnetic field value, if this magnetic field value increases with respect to time, okay, the initial flux and the final flux, okay, after some time t, after some time t, here I am writing after time t, okay, after time t, flux will, yes, option A, same, option B, increases, option C, decreases. You tell me. As magnetic field value increases with time, after t time, the flux will, yes, the flux will be same. Will it increase? Will it be same? Now, will it decrease? Yes, it will increase. Yes, correct. The flux value will increase. Now, if flux is changing, see here, if flux is changing with respect to time, because magnetic field is changing, see here, because magnetic field is changing, okay, with respect to time, so flux will also change with time. So I can say this implies d phi by dt is not equal to 0. This implies EMF is induced. EMF is induced. Okay. Now using Lenz law. Now use Lenz law. Now use Lenz law. Okay. Lenz law. Now you tell me, what is this Lenz law is telling us? What is the Lenz law? Yes, that EMF induced will oppose its own cause. What is a cause? Go to the cause of EMF induced. What is a cause? Let me see who replies to this question. What is a cause? What is the cause of Lenz law? Let me see who is replying to this question. What is the cause of EMF being induced? What is the root cause? Okay, I have got few answers. Increasing magnetic flux, moving the, I'm not moving the coil, Vimal. I'm not moving the coil. I'm not moving the coil anywhere. Coil is at the rest only. Bringing coil is at rest. Why you are saying coil is being brought? Coil is at rest in the magnetic field. Okay, Hari Priya, correct. You have written correct. Okay, Ganesh, you have also written correct. Shri, why increase in flux is there? Why increase in flux is there? Why increase in flux is there? Gautam, Priya, Shri, and Gautam. Why there is an increase in flux? Increase in flux is there, but why is this increase in flux happening? What you have done? Initially, go back to the first line. What you have done? You have increased the magnetic field. You have increased the magnetic field. See here. See this point. You have increased the magnetic field. Magnetic field is increased. That's why this flux has increased. So what is the root cause? What is the root cause? Magnetic field has increased. Magnetic field has increased. Magnetic field has increased. Correct? Magnetic field has increased. Did you understand? So this is the root cause. Now you have to oppose this. Now suppose you are a EMF and you have to oppose this. Increase in magnetic field is happening. Increase in magnetic field is happening, and you have to oppose it. What you will do? What will you do? Yes, to oppose this, what you will do? What should be done to oppose this? What is anti-clockwise here? What is anti-clockwise here? Okay, Vimal, you have written correct. I'll not say what he has written, but whatever he has written, it's correct. Vimal Raj. Okay, induced current you are saying, Stanley. Okay, we'll go to the induced current later on. Decrease area. Whose area you are going to decrease? Balaji, okay, to the current part I will reach later, but I'm trying to go step by step. I'm trying to go step by step. Okay. So the root cause of EMF being induced is the magnetic field getting increased. What if you have to oppose it? What should be done? What is a necessary thing that should be done? Okay, Haripriya, you have also written correct. Haripriya, you have also written correct. So I have got only two correct answers. Vimal Raj and Haripriya. No. Okay, Deepika also wrote correct. Okay. So I've got three answers correct. I'll tell what is that. You have to decrease the magnetic field. It's very simple. You have to decrease the magnetic field. Magnetic field is increasing and that's why EMF is getting induced. Okay. So you have to oppose it. That means what? You have to oppose the root cause. So what is the root cause? Magnetic field getting increased. So you have to oppose it now. So while opposing it, what you should do? Magnetic field should be decreased. Okay. Magnetic field should be decreased. So what will happen now? What should be happening now? What should be happening? Magnetic field should be getting decreased. Okay. So magnetic field should be decreased. Magnetic field should be decreased. Okay. Now, you tell me, if I'm increasing the magnetic field inward, how will you decrease it? How will you decrease it? Yes, if I apply a field in opposite direction, can I decrease it? If magnetic field is going inside and it is having an increasing magnitude, okay, now I have to decrease that magnitude. What you will do? You have to apply a opposite force field, na? Like here, suppose if I say this is a block, this is a block, and you are increasing this force, you are increasing this force with respect to time. And now I'm saying that you have to oppose this, you have to oppose this force. So what you will do? You will apply a force opposite to the direction of that force. Simple. So if magnetic field is going inside and it is getting increased with respect to time, okay, so now in order to decrease that, field, what you will do? You will induce a magnetic field which is opposite to the direction of B. Okay. No, you don't have to take the coil in or out. You have to keep the coil like that. Okay. This is the infinite magnetic field. Okay. This is stretched infinitely distance. So there is no way that you can pull out this coil outside. Okay. So all those who are thinking that pull out the coil outside the magnetic field, so it's not like that. It is kept in a uniform magnetic field. It's there. It has to be there. Okay. So you cannot pull out the coil out of the magnetic field. So you cannot do that. That's not allowed. That's cheating. Okay. You should not do that. Okay. So how I will decrease the magnetic field? So by applying, magnetic field should be decreased. And actually, how will I do that? By inducing, okay, by inducing another, okay, by inducing another magnetic field, okay, in opposite direction, So if I have to induce a magnetic field in opposite direction, so it should be having a direction somewhat like this, correct? It should have a direction like dot, okay? Few dots should be introduced. Then only the magnetic field value will be decreasing. Is it understood now? Yes. Now, if magnetic field is coming towards you, what should be the current in the coil? Due to this coil, okay, EMF is getting induced, okay. Now I have to find out the direction of the current. So you tell me that due to this coil, okay, which is having a current. Now, if there is a EMF, see, if there is a EMF, there will be a current, okay. That is You should not have any doubt in that. If there is a EMF and it is a closed circuit, there will be a current. Now we know that the current carrying coil produces a magnetic field. Now you tell me, okay, that direction of magnetic field is given to me. I know the direction of magnetic field set up by the coil. Can I tell the direction of current? Yes. Can I tell the direction of current? Yes. If the magnetic field is coming towards me, if the magnetic field is coming towards me, what is the direction of the current? What is the direction of current? Is it clockwise or is it anti-clockwise? Is it clockwise or is it anti-clockwise? Yes. Is it clockwise or is it anti-clockwise? It is anti-clockwise. Good. It is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise current. Anti-clockwise current. Okay. So the current, this implies current induced is in anti-clockwise direction. The current induced is in anti-clockwise direction. So I hope all of you have understood this Lenz law. Okay. I'll give you a situation. Okay. I'll give you a situation so that you can analyze it on your own. Okay. I'll just give you a situation where you can analyze this complete thing on your own. Okay. So that it will be better for you. Okay. And you can check whether how much you have understood, from this. Okay. So what is the scenario? What is the scenario over here? The same thing you have to do. Okay. Exactly the same thing you have to do, but instead of increasing the magnetic field, okay, what you are supposed to do now is you have to decrease the magnetic field. Okay. What you should do is you have to decrease the magnetic field. I know the direction will be reversed. Okay. But still you have to verify this. Okay. Let me, okay. Yeah, this is for you. Okay. This is for your practice. I don't know how many of you will be doing it seriously, but I recommend that if you think step by step and try to do it, okay, and try to analyze this question. And if you are able to get a current in a clockwise manner, that is appreciated. Okay. I have given you the answer. Everything will be like same. Okay. But you have to think and just go step by step, and you have to verify whether are you able to get that thing. Okay. The current will be in the clockwise direction. So now in which direction? You see, the coil is not oscillating. The coil will not oscillate. Here, dear. The direction of current will change. Once it will flow clockwise, once it will flow anti-clockwise. Okay. Once it will flow clockwise, once it will flow anti-clockwise. Understood? The coil is at rest only. Coil is not moving. Coil will be at rest. See, oscillation does not mean that anything will move only. Understood? Oscillation does not mean that everything will move only, like pendulum or like a spring. Okay. That is not only the oscillation that we have. Oscillation means you can have a charge oscillating. Okay. You can have a charge oscillating, you can have a current oscillating, you can have a voltage oscillating. Okay. So these things also oscillate, like AC current. You have a AC current, right? So AC current oscillates between a maximum and a minimum value. The value gets changed from peak, okay, one extreme to the another extreme. So in that, what happens? Current also oscillates and voltage also oscillates. So that is the oscillation of charge, current as well as the voltage. So that is the AC voltage. Understood? So it's not like always a coil will oscillate, or always a ball will oscillate, always a spring will oscillate. Okay. Then only I'll say it as an oscillation. No. Anything can oscillate. Okay. Even energy oscillation is also there. Okay. Even energy will oscillate. We'll see in this lecture only. Okay. It's in AC, I guess. I don't remember. I guess it's in AC only. Okay. So I hope all of you have understood this Lenz law. and you can find out the direction of the question in front of you. Okay. Now we are going to do this small question. We are going to solve this small question. Just read this question and try to do it. I'll just give you 10 seconds, not more than that. I'll just give you 10 seconds. Okay. And then I'll start doing this. Not more than 10 seconds I'll give you for this question. Do it fast. This is a very easy question. That's why I'm not doing that. This is a very easy question. That's why I'm not doing it. This is a very easy question. That's why I'm not doing it. Okay, 1 volt. 10 to the power minus 2. What is that? 10 to the power minus 2. What is that? 1 volt. Okay, 1 volt. Fine, fine. Just see here. The magnetic flux through each turn of a 100-turn coil is phi. Phi is given to me as T cube minus 2T into 10 to the power minus 3 Weber. Okay, one more thing I guess I have forgot to tell you people. Okay, let me tell you here itself. Okay, SI unit is Weber for flux. Okay, SI unit is Weber. SI unit is Weber. Okay, W and B, capital W, small b. That's why sometimes in chapter number 4, okay, that's why sometimes in chapter number 4, the unit of magnetic field you would have studied as Weber per meter square. This is the area which comes down. Okay, so how you will write it? Flux by area is equals to B. Okay, so this implies unit of magnetic field also is written as Weber per meter square. Okay, so Weber, you remember this? Okay, Weber is a SI unit for the flux. SI unit for the flux. Okay, so I forgot to tell you that. Okay, fine. So this is flux given to me. Number of turns, N value is 100. Okay, time given to me is 2 seconds. Fine. Now they are saying find the induced EMF. So EMF induced, E is written as minus d phi by dt. Is still anybody who wants to change their answer? Still, is there anyone who wants to change their answer? Yes. See here, what you will write? Minus 3t square minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, I have differentiated with respect to time. Now I will substitute time as 2 seconds. Okay, now I'll substitute time as 2 seconds and just see what I'm getting. 3 into 4 minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now, because there are 100 turns, so I can modify this result and multiply this by 100. Okay, I can multiply this by 100. So now you solve it, you will get the result. Okay, now you solve it, you will get the result. Is it okay? Huh? So this will be minus 12 plus 2 into 10 to the power minus 1. Okay, so this I guess will be minus 1 volt. Okay, this will be I guess minus 1 volt. Minus 1 volt is the correct answer. Minus 1 volt is the correct answer. Okay, so don't forget to include that minus sign. Don't forget to include that minus sign there. Okay. Okay, so do this question. Do this question. I'll explain you this question little bit of with the language you may get confused. Okay, little bit with language you may get confused in this question. So what is this question actually telling me? That a wire is a wire in the form of circular loop. So a wire is there which is in the form of a circular loop of radius 10 centimeter. It is of the radius 10 centimeter, lies in a plane normal to a magnetic field of 100 Tesla. So it is kept in a magnetic field. It is kept in a magnetic field, and that magnetic field value is 100 Tesla. If this wire is pulled to take a square shape in the same plane, means that circular coil which was of radius 10 centimeter is now pulled out of the magnetic field. And when I am pulling it, so what actually I am doing, the area, okay, that circular wire frame turns out into a square wire frame. Okay, so there is a change in area. I'm giving you a hint over here. So try to listen it properly. The area gets changed. How? From circular wire frame it becomes a square wire frame. This is the hint I'm giving you. From circular wire frame it becomes a square wire frame, and it is pulled out, okay, it is pulled out of a magnetic field. Now you have to tell the induced EMF, the average induced EMF. Average induced EMF you say, or you say induced EMF, both are the same thing. Okay, both are the same thing. I'm giving you again 15 seconds for this, because this has little calculation. Try to do this. Try to do the sum. I'm giving you 15 seconds. Okay, 15 seconds. Do this fast. Do it fast. Yes, anyone who has got the answer? Anyone who has got the answer? Anyone who has got the answer? Okay, 24.64 and okay. Okay, little bit of calculation mistakes all of you have done, I guess. Little bit of calculation mistakes you have done. Okay, bit confusing. What is confusing in this? Okay, see here. See this question now. So a wire frame is there. It is circular in the shape. Okay. Now when you are pulling it out, it is becoming in a square shape. So obviously when a circular wire frame is there and when there is a square wire frame, the area will not be same. The area will not be same. So what is happening here? Can I calculate this? Write down the equation. Can I write down the equation in first? So what is flux? First of all, you tell me. What is flux? Flux is B into A. Okay, B into A. Because it's a normal plane, so I'm not writing cos theta component, because anyway it's going to be 1. Now, what is EMF induced? What is EMF induced? It is minus d phi by dt. Now substitute the value of phi over there. Substitute the value of phi over there. So I'll get EMF as minus PD BA dt. Now you are having magnetic field as well as area. You are having magnetic field as well as area. You tell me which one is a constant. In this question, for this particular case, which one is constant? Is it magnetic field constant or is it the area? Which is constant, magnetic field or area? Magnetic field is constant. Okay. So I can take magnetic field outside and BA divided by dt. Correct? B into dA by dt. Now you have to see how much area is getting changed in time. Now I see time being given to me. I see this time is given to me. Now I have to calculate only dA value. So change in area. Change in area. Change in area. How will I do that? A final minus A initial. A final minus A initial. Now, how will I calculate final area as well as initial area? So initial area is, there is no doubt about that, pi r square. There is no doubt about that, it is pi r square. How will I calculate final area? That is the question. This is the question. Okay. So it is side square. So I have to calculate the side first of all. So side is, suppose a square is equals to 2 pi r. Sorry, not a square. It's 4a. It's not a square. It's 4a. Okay. 4a. A is side. 4 times of side will be equal to the circumference of the wire frame, circular wire frame. So from here, what is the value of A now? Will I get pi r by 2? Will I get pi r by 2? So final area becomes what? Final area becomes what? Pi r by 2 whole square. This is the area. Did you all understand how did I calculate the final area? This was the only thing that you people would be doing mistake. Yes. This is the area. How many of you were able to calculate? I don't know, but I'm sure that most of you would be doing mistake here itself. Most of you would have done mistake here itself. I'm sure of that. Okay. So circular wire is converted into square wire. Okay. This is a circular wire. Now, if I'm changing this into a square, so the length of the wire will be same. Na? Length of the wire will be same. So that is what I have done. 4a I have equated to 2 pi r. 4a I have equated to 2 pi r. This is what I have done. Okay. So this is, you have studied in mensuration in junior classes. This you have studied in mensuration in junior classes. So there is nothing to worry about that. Now you calculate the change in area. How will I do that? How can I calculate the change in area now? Yes. So I see this as pi square r square divided by 4. I'm doing a little bit of modification over there. So 4 pi square r square, because I have multiplied this by 4 and pi. So I'll do this also, 4 into pi. Okay. Now I can take out pi. Okay. I can take out pi square r square divided by 4 outside. Inside I'll be having 1 minus 1 by, 4 by pi. Okay. So if I solve this, so I'll be getting pi into r square. Okay. Into pi minus 4. How many of you got this thing? Yes. Divided by 4 also will come. How many of you have got this? Okay. Just simplify it. You'll get it. You just simplify it. You will get this only. Okay. So change in area I have calculated. EMF will be now what? Minus sign. Don't forget to put the minus sign. Don't forget to put the minus sign. Okay. So minus into 100 Tesla. Okay. Okay. B 100 Tesla B into A. Change in area we have already calculated. So pi r square by 4, pi minus 4. Okay. So BA we have done, divided by time. So time is 0.1 second if you check. 0.1 second. Okay. 0.1 second. Now you can solve this and get the value. I guess you can solve this thing and get the value. Okay. So this was about the calculation of EMF. Okay. When a function is given, when phi as a function of time is given, this is how you will calculate. It is in front of you on the screen. And when any area is getting changed, in a constant magnetic field, so this is how you will be doing that. Okay. This is how you will be doing that. So most of you would have done mistake in calculating the final area. Remaining everything, I guess all of you would have been able to calculate. Okay. Now, after this, there's an important topic which is motional EMF. Okay. Which is motional EMF. This is a very, very important topic. Okay. Any exam you write, any exam, you take a paper of board, you take a paper of NEET, or you take a paper of JEE. Any paper you take, you will find at least one question on motional EMF. Okay. You will definitely find a paper on motional EMF. Motional EMF. So motional EMF means what? You have to move your conductor, whether it is a solid conductor, whether it is a coil, it doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter what you are having. It can be coil also. It can be a wire frame also. It can be a conductor also. Okay. You will move that thing with a certain velocity and you will get a EMF induced. You will get a EMF induced. Okay. So that is the motional EMF. I have given you a little bit of idea that what we will be doing over here. So before starting this, okay, let me tell you a few points in this. Okay. Let us assume that this is a conductor. Let me make a little bit big in size. Okay. Like this. This is a conductor, AB. A and B. AB is a conductor. Okay. Now in this AB conductor, if I put this conductor inside a magnetic field like this, if I put this conductor inside a magnetic field like this, okay. Now what I'm doing, I am moving this conductor. I will move this conductor along x-axis. Okay. I'm moving this conductor along x-axis. See here, like this. In this direction, this conductor is moving with velocity v. What's the velocity? V velocity. So this conductor moves in x-axis with velocity v. I'm interested in observing the force on this electron drawn. Okay. The electron which is drawn, okay. I'm interested to see the force on that. I'm interested to see the magnetic force on that charge. Can anyone tell me the direction of the magnetic force on that electron? Can anyone tell me the direction of magnetic force? Magnetic force I'm asking on that electron. Use Fleming's left hand rule. Use Fleming's left hand rule. FBV. 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 Use Fleming's left-hand rule to find out the direction of that electron, not proton, not positive charge. That's the electron, negative charge. In a conductor, electrons are free to move. Okay, yes, I got only one answer. Okay, two people have answered. Surya, Vimal, Ganesh, you are wrong. Surya and Vimal are okay. Vimal also, you are wrong. Vimal, okay. Stanley, you are correct. Ganesh, Deepika, you are also wrong. No. How y-axis? Which y-axis? Positive y-axis or negative y-axis? It will move towards positive y-axis or negative y-axis? I've got only two answers correct. Stanley and Surya. Only two people have given. Okay. It will move towards the minus y-axis. Okay. It will move towards minus y-axis. Why? Because when you do Fleming's left-hand rule, when you put Fleming's left-hand rule, so that is for a positive charge. I have already told you that thing. That is for a positive charge. Understood? For electron, you have to just reverse the direction. Whatever force direction you are getting, you just reverse it. So for proton, it will be upward. For electron, it will be downward. So this electron will have a magnetic force in downward direction. This electron will have a magnetic force in the downward direction. Okay. So this electron will move in the downward direction. So I'm writing it over here. So this is my electron. Okay. Sorry. This is the electron. It will move in downward direction like this. Okay. This will move in downward direction. What is the magnitude of that? Fm. Okay. Magnitude will see afterwards. Magnitude will see afterwards. Okay. Magnitude will see afterwards. Okay. Now see here. When electron moves downward, when so many electron moves downward, so which part will become positively charged? Part A or part B? Which part will become positively charged? Part A or part B? When electron moves downward, which part will become positively charged? Part A or part B? Part A will become slightly positive. Part A becomes slightly positive nature. Part B becomes slightly negative in nature. Okay. Now, will there be an electric field? Okay, I'm writing. I'll keep on writing also so that you'll be able to understand. Okay. So AB is a conductor. AB is a conductor. Okay. So AB is what? A conductor. AB is conductor. Okay. Moving with V velocity. Moving with V velocity or V I cap. Okay. Meter per second. Fine. Now, this is the first thing. Second thing, second point. When electrons move downward, when electron moves down, okay, this implies A becomes positive and B becomes negative. Okay, this implies electric field. Will there be electric field? Will there be a electric field? Electric field will set up. Yes. From where to where? From where to where? From where to where electric field will set up? From where to where electric field will set up? Electric field will set up from where to where? I'm not getting the answers. Yes. Balaji, you have told correct answer. Anybody else? Negative to positive. Very good. Very good. Negative to positive. From B to A. Very good. Electric field is from negative to positive. Yes. Electric field is from negative to positive. It is from positive to negative. Electric field is from positive to negative. So electric field will set up, okay, from A from A to B, from A to B, okay, from A to B it will get set up. From A to B it will get set up. Now you see there was magnetic force, now there is an electric force also, now there is an electric field force also. What is the direction of electric field force? Now there will be, sufficient electric field force, okay, electric field force, okay, from where to where, on electron, okay, there will be sufficient electric force on electron, okay, on electron there will be sufficient electric field force. It will be from where to where? Yes, will it be upward or will it be downward? Will it be upward or will it be downward? The electron will move downward or it will try to move towards the positive side. Yes, electrons will try to move towards positive side or towards the upward side. Where is the positive side? Electrons will move towards the negative side due to electric field. Due to electric field, electrons will try to move towards negative side. From B to A, it will move from B to A, from B to A, okay, it will move from B to A. Did you understand? So magnetic field is downward. So see here, magnetic, here only I'm telling you, okay. Where is the direction? What is the direction of magnetic field force? It is downward. Where is the electrostatic field force? If this is the electron over here, this is the direction of magnetic field force, this is the direction of electric field force. So this is what I wanted to tell you, okay. This is what I wanted to tell you, that Fe, electric field force, okay, this is along positive y-axis. This is along positive y-axis, and Fm, magnetic field force, is along negative y-axis. Okay, this is along negative y-axis. So up to here only you just see today. For today I'll stop here itself. Okay. From tomorrow I'll continue from here itself. Okay. Take the slides. Okay. Meanwhile, if anybody is having any doubt, you can ask. Meanwhile, if anybody is having any kind of doubt, you can ask. So today we started from here. Today I have started from here. Yeah. If anybody is having any kind of doubt, you can ask now. If anybody is having any doubt, you can ask. Take the slides. Second question answer I don't have. You solve and tell me the answer tomorrow. I have done everything. You have to only solve it and tell the answer. How Fe will be in upward direction? How Fe will be in upward direction? Okay. It will be in the direction of opposite to the electric field. Na? It will be in the opposite direction of the electric field. Na? have any anyone who's having it's